Welcome back, everyone, to an exciting episode of Kicking It with Gavin Cheech.
I am Gab,
I'm Cheech.
and we are so back. We're so back. We're so ready. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe before you start with us. Let
Share
us
it.
know what you think of the video. Yeah, share it first before you even get. Once you get to this point, you should have shared it already.
Share it.
Should have shared it. We're gonna do our awards, Champions League recap. Look at the Premier League. This is probably potentially the biggest week of the season.
Dun,
Right
dun,
here.
dun.
This is the last season of the week, or the last week of the season is probably the biggest, but this is what gets us there. This week right here is what gets us there. We're gonna start off. Let's go with our awards. Ivan, who you got for banger of the week?
It was gonna be Delict until Mueller stole it.
Yeah, for sure. That was a good one. That was my shout.
That was a shot. Mbappe's goal.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was insane.
Yeah, I like the near post one that
The
he
near
had
post
as
one was
well.
sick as well.
But definitely the far post one, absolute belter, tore through the net, brought it off one of the hinges, for sure, beast. Honestly, this is gonna be a Mbappe glazing episode. It's just unreal. It's just unreal. He's unreal.
I'm gonna glaze another player, but you go ahead.
Once we go Champions League, once we get into that game, there'll be some major glazing. But I thought I want to shout to Akanji. Akanji had a nasty goal too, one first timer. But my goal banger of the week is Mbappe's out or far post shot that broke the net. Star boy of the week. My star boy of the week is Xavi Simons. Simons. People say Simons. I always say Simmons.
I say Simmons.
Absolute beast. Had an unreal game. It's just truly, truly unfortunate. Leipzig, they couldn't do it. They had every chance, but they did get robbed by the refs. You could beat the team, but you can't beat the team and the refs. We say it every single week almost here.
Madrid back again.
Madrid returns.
Yeah, Xavi Simmons, my star boy. I was telling Gabe every time he had the ball, I'm like, bro, he's just running through this midfield. He was insane. They were constantly fouling him. He's that good that they had to revert to that just to get him to stop. And you know what? I'm gonna give a shout out to Stinker of the Week, Danny Olmo. You have blood on your hands. He was atrocious that game.
But if that one that hit the post would have went in, it would have all went away. It would have all went away. But
he had a stinker of a game. He had so many chances where I'm like, dude, what is he doing? And
he's so much better than that too.
Yeah,
we see world-class moments from him sometimes.
I've seen him play. We know what he can do. He's been linked away already too. And I'm like, dude, you're playing awful.
Yeah. Truly horrific game for Leipzig. Seems like every year they always have the team that's just good enough, but they can never break through. Going into the recap, Tuesday's games were Bayern and Lazio, and then Real Sociedad and PSG. Bayern get the aggregate lead, get the win. They go 3-0 this game and win 3-1 on aggregate. Harry Kane, the inevitable.
Harry Kane.
Thomas Muller, the inevitable, actually who got the start. But Diaz-Tel doesn't come on to the very late minutes. But, I mean, we knew. I mean, not necessarily we knew they had struggles. We knew they could continue to have them. And I really thought in the first half, Lazio could have won the game. They could have won the game in the first half. Had every chance. It just seemed like the moment was too big for those guys. Like, they had played excellent, and they even played excellent there in the first half. It's just when it came to scoring the goal or taking even a chance to score the goal, Guendouzi passed up a wide open
Guendouzi had
right in front of goal.
A lot of chances where he made, and he shot when he should have crossed. He crossed when he should have shot. And there was plenty of moments where he just freaking hoofs it up. Rosette, buddy.
Immobile had a couple of chances as
Immobile, yeah,
well,
Immobile
where
too. Like
Or not Madrid,
he
Bayern just
should have,
gave away the ball right in front
yeah,
of goal.
should have buried it. He's a world class striker. Got to step up in these moments, and we saw another world class striker show up in the moment.
It's
Harry
yeah,
Kane glazing is real, buddy.
Harry
I'll
Kane,
take him back.
unreal.
I'll take him back. I'll take him.
The first header was absolutely unreal. I mean, not necessarily unreal, but just great timing. Great timing. They weren't playing well. Got him back in the game and it really just got him going. What they are, they win 3-0. He gets two, one off a rebound, one off the header, and then, like Ivan said, De Ligt almost had an absolute banger. It was off target. It was off
Allegedly,
target.
allegedly.
But Thomas Muller headed it right in. Thomas Muller has been the backbone of Bayern for years. I mean, he may not start every game, he may not play the most minutes, but when they need him, they play him, and the guy shows up. Just like Toni Kroos. I mean, just like Toni Kroos, we've seen. When we see Busquets for Barcelona a year or 2 years ago, just absolutely when they need them, they get the minutes and they come through. Looking at the next game, Sociedad versus PSG. This one was Sociedad's opportunity, as close as it could have gotten. PSG win that game 2-1 and go up 4-1 on aggregate. But I'd say this is a world-class performance from Kylian Mbappe. I mean, just imagine if the guy had a Premier League team behind him. He's a multi-Champions League winner. He has a Premier League team around him. I mean, we could say this about any probably great striker. If inject Mbappe into the Man City team, they would have won it. Inject Mbappe, I think, even into the Madrid team, they win it. I'll talk about this a little bit here also, just because Madrid's our next game to recap. I'm scared. I'm scared for Mbappe to go to Madrid because Madrid are. A lot of people say Madrid are the best team in the world. I don't think that's the case. Obviously, they don't have a striker. That's what they're missing the most, 100%.
But you think this move will make them the best in the world?
But I think this move will make them the best in the world. Think about it. Think about it. Think about seeing everything. If you watch PSG play, 90% of their crucial attacks come just from Mbappe himself. Imagine Mbappe doesn't have to do that. Imagine he's just the guy that's there at the end of the pass, and he doesn't necessarily have to do that, but just when Vinny can't do it, when Vinny's struggling, when they're double teaming Vinny, when Rodrigo's played striker too, so I mean Mbappe could play on the right, he could play on the left, he could play up top. It's just unreal what Mbappe could do. He's leveling up. How we said with Messi, or how I've said with Messi necessarily, maybe not everybody says this. Messi is the complete player. He does everything except defense. I mean, we know that. But on the attack, he's everything. He does everything. I feel like really Mbappe is coming. He's forming. He's forming into that. He's becoming a really good playmaking, winger striker. The dude's vision has become unreal. And then in my opinion, there's no better attacker in the world. He could score goals in any which way. I don't think Holland can. I know Holland is the main, Holland is the real number 9 striker. He's what anyone would want in a striker, but
Dream striker.
Mbappe is just he's
Your
different.
dream player, I
Yeah,
would
he's
say.
your dream player. But yeah, I think Mbappe going to Madrid with the team that they have right now, if you inject him into that lineup, they have the complete team. They could become the complete. Yeah, I mean, barring injuries, they do lack a little bit of depth. But I feel like if they just inject Mbappe into the squad, even with the squad that's right now not necessarily fully healthy, they still become at least one of the most dangerous teams. But fully healthy, they could be the best team in the world, even over Man City, I think, which is tough for me to say, but I am a bit worried just because of how unreal he is.
Yeah, front three is gonna be scary for years to come.
I truly don't believe that I like Rodrigo. I do. I really do. I just I don't. I need some. He's really good, but Mbappe or Madrid have always had the best. Madrid have always had the best. To me, the return, yeah, Mbappe is going to be right there. Um, Mbappe is going to be up there, but I don't know. Rodrigo, he's very very good. There's no knocks to him, but I mean if you think you've thought about it, you know there was points where Madrid just had the best of the best, no matter what, on the front three: Gareth Bale, Cristiano Ronaldo, Karim Benzema. I mean that was unreal. Top three. They had Luis Figo and David Beckham, same position. I mean just unreal. Um, but yeah, I think we'll see what happens there. Madrid didn't play their best. They barely scraped out the win with 2-1 on aggregate. 1-1 draw in the game. But I thought for sure they should have lost that game.
Should
We
have
talked about it.
Vinny should not have been on. He should have
Yeah,
been
Vinny
sent
should have
off.
been sent off. We saw Rodri get sent off for the exact same thing. I do understand that it was Premier League, different refs, but still just unreal. Unreal. Leipzig had every chance to score. Leipzig, you know, one of the teams I a little bit more root for than not. And then obviously I just wanted to see Madrid fall, especially after the controversy after last week in La Liga. Just wanted to troll a bit more, but they found a way, managed through. Just a moment of brilliance from Bellingham and Vinny. And I
Insane.
just didn't think. Yeah, I think the lineup they went with Bellingham kind of like playing right behind Vinny. It was a bit weird, but that moment where they scored the goal, that's kind of necessarily what it was built for. Uh, but
He just,
Bellingham,
yeah, he just held the ball long enough
yeah,
to release it right to Vinny. Why we needed it? Because he was spaces away from the defender as soon as he cut inside.
yeah. But I think Bellingham didn't play so great. He played really good. There was just moments, you know, where I felt like he's they're close to titling him, you know, the best player in the world almost. He's up there, been up there in those conversations for Ballon d'Or and whatnot. Um, I don't quite see it yet, but in a year, 2 years, I can see it for sure. He just did that promo with Zidane. I saw it, the Y31 for Adidas. Absolutely unreal. Just chills while
Really.
seeing that photo. Um, but I mean, the form these guys, these strikers, these midfielders for England, the form that they're in. I've been saying it. I've been saying it all year. England have to win the Euros. There's absolutely no excuse for them to not win the Euros.
Yeah.
I I'm gonna say that Phil Foden is playing better than Jude Bellingham right now, just because of the level of competition, the brilliance, the no matter which position it is. But those two guys, Jude Bellingham and Phil Foden, are the key to England's success for sure.
Go off. No, I'm just kidding.
uh, But yeah, huge opportunities from Leipzig. Openda had an absolutely atrocious game.
Stinker.
He very well could have tied it, you know, or won it for them a couple of different times. Um, Almost feel like that's a game where they missed Timo Werner that they would have needed, especially with just a couple of stinkers from Danny Olmo and him. Timo Werner would have probably been that third option that they needed,
Yeah.
especially because he would have been up top. Xavi Simons was doing, what Xavi Simons does, plays that midfield so well, makes the pass before the pass or makes the pass before the goal. There was just no one there on the end to put the goal in. And then we have the last game of the
Cakewalk.
week.
Cakewalk.
Man City with a must-win game, but a bit of a rest game. They didn't go with their usual starters. Rico Lewis got the start. Akanji, Ruben Diaz surprisingly got the start. Julian Alvarez got the start as well. And then who else got the start? Oh, Garvidal got the start. Rodri surprisingly played. Foden got a rest. Matthias Nunes, if you have not seen
Oh,
his finger
buddy.
picture, viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, buddy.
I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
Yeah, because you stopped watching, right, to watch the Madrid Leipzig game. You saw they got subbed off for
Yeah,
an injury, and then we see it at halftime. Buddy, it was.
let me go to my
You do not
my
want to wish that
personal
on
account.
anybody.
All right, personal account. Got to filter through some CBS Golazo shows. Nonsense. Okay. Here it is. Let me share screen here. Viewer discretion is advised. I don't
Dun,
think
dun,
we can
dun.
get banned for this. Let's see. Share screen. Okay, what's happening? Oh, there you go. There it is right there. Absolute disgust. Had to come off right after that. I mean, well deserved. But it wasn't broken. It was dislocated, popped right back into place, and taped up. He did come right off, but still quite nasty. There was a bit of nasty faces from the bench, whereas Kevin De Bruyne didn't seem to care too much about it. But going back to the actual game, absolute beating. Manchester City-esque. Holland gets a goal just before the half. Julian Alvarez gets a goal with a mistake from the keeper. And Akanji gets an absolute banger as well, just off the touch of a corner, which we scored from a set piece is actually insane. But either way, great game for us. We end up winning 3-1, and then aggregate is 6-2. It's going to be a big whoever we face next, no matter who it is. I mean, all these games are going to be big. We'll find out next week who the finals are through, or the quarterfinals are through, but we'll have Bayern are through, PSG are through, Madrid are through, and City so far. So that's a big four right there. No one too little, even if no Cinderella stories yet. But next week, maybe we get the Porto Cinderella story we've been hoping for. They're our only
Arsenal.
hope. They're our only
Touchdown,
hope.
Arsenal.
Yeah,
PSV could be
Napoli.
Dortmund.
Oh yeah, PSV could beat Dortmund. That's quite one too. I also forgot to say earlier that to be robbed of 2 years of not seeing Xavi Simons be able to play with Kylian Mbappe is absolutely criminal.
Yeah.
I felt like after last season at PSV, he deserved to stay at PSG, or to at least stay and not get loaned out. I mean, they don't really have anyone that's too crazy. I know Vitinha's been playing really well, but Xavi Simons could have very well made that team a lot better in the midfield, especially in the beginning. We were like, what is even happening with this team's midfield right now? But yeah, and PSG have handled that well. Going to the Premier League,
Dun,
big
dun.
shift, biggest
Big
weekend of
shit.
them all, almost biggest weekend of them all, but quite as close as it gets. We have Liverpool sitting up top. We're going to talk about this game first. Liverpool, Manchester City at the Anfield. Biggest game of the season. This could be a title decider right here, unless one of these two teams drop points later down the line. But this is for sure is the biggest game of the season right now. Bigger than City Arsenal earlier. Probably will be bigger than City Arsenal, right now, or coming up in next week. But yeah, I mean, 63 points to 62 points. Goal differential is 4. Both won 19. Liverpool have only lost 2. City have lost 3. One extra draw from Liverpool. But it's quite close. This is going to be
As close as it gets,
as
buddy.
close as it gets. The last game out, they drew 1-1, I believe. Foden, if he's playing unreal, I mean, we know he's been playing unreal. He keeps it up again. You're gonna hear a generational words from me about Phil Foden. You may call it arrogance, ignorance. I don't know what you're going to call it, but you
Blindism.
will be annoyed. You will be annoyed because it'll be unreal.
I will not
All
be
I
there.
know,
I will
all
not
I
be
know
there.
is what he did last week just transcended him, and whatever he does next week hopefully transcends him even further, and the next week hopefully transcends him even further. Dude's on his way. He's on his way to being one of the best in the world right now. He is one of the best in the world right now.
The glazing.
No,
The
right now
promised
he's one of
glazing. No, no, no. No, I think last week's glazing was unreal after
the.
the derby, but oh, buddy,
Yeah.
if he comes up big this weekend against the number one team, Liverpool, the glazing will be astronomical.
Yes. You won't even be able to hear the end of it.
I will not hear the end of it, buddy.
Yeah,
But I will
quite
still
some.
push the agenda. I will push the agenda for us.
No, you cannot.
Us.
Um, some good comments, some beef coming out of that game. You got Trent Alexander-Arnold saying that, yeah, Man City might have won more titles, might have done this, might have done that, but really it just means more to us, because we won it. Hopefully we'll win it. It means more to our fans than Man City fans. Like Man City wasn't in the lowest of low divisions before, like they didn't come from nothing at some point. I mean, it truly is quite criminal what he said. I get it. Like, he feels like, you know, maybe they are a bit of the underdog, which, I mean, every team is to Man City. They've won it as many times in a row. I feel like really Holland came back with his comments saying, he wouldn't know what it feels like. Essentially, he said he don't know what it feels like to win a treble. But I really think, I mean, I'd be offended as well if I was Holland. I mean, it's not like Holland's been at City forever. He grew up a Man City fan. His dad played for Man City. He grew up in England. I mean,
He's an England
shoot,
lad, bro.
yeah, the guy comes to do exactly what they did. He came to win a Champions League. They won the Champions League, and they just happened to win 3 other trophies in the same year. I think it's a bit harsh for sure for Trent to just say that in general, not talking about, not realizing that there's real individuals on the team that you don't know what they go through, you don't know what they feel, exactly like that. But I do feel like it plays to Liverpool's advantage a bit more, just because they have less to lose per se. I mean, it's Man City's league to win. That's what we say every year. Um,
The club
you know,
farewell tour, buddy.
Holland saying, that he doesn't know what it's like. I mean, imagine we get the L or anything, there's going to be memes. There's going to be memes if Trent doesn't, but I definitely feel like the pressure would more be on Man City just because they've won it, they've done it, and they're the champions. So we'll see what happens from that. But Holland, I respect it. I respect it. Backing up the club. He also said he didn't know if he'd leave, what the future will bring, but he's very happy right now. The speculation that he's unhappy is quite unreal for me. How do you expect a guy to not be the happiest he's been? He's won 4 trophies in the matter of 1 calendar year. Shoot, I mean, I would get it if they didn't win anything this season, but I mean, this is the most Holland's won. This is he broke the record. I mean, how could you not be as happy? And necessarily, every record-breaking year, the next year is going to be a total collapse, because you can't break a record twice in a row. I mean, you can, but it's very unlikely. So, I mean, what they've done, what Holland's done, right now, everyone's saying Holland's having, a stinker of a year. Dude's still leading the goal scorers. He's doing it all. But yeah, it's just quite unreal. It's quite unreal what everyone says, all the banter, but, Man City hopefully should do it. Mo Salah will be playing it looks like he got subbed on today for their Europa League game. Szoboszlai should be in as well. Don't know. I'm not sure if Trent will play. I didn't see anything on it, but I'll have to look. I'm sure we'll know by tomorrow either way. Then yeah, going into the Saturday games, we got. Or wait. What's your prediction?
They both lose. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. There's something about this Klopp farewell tour. The agenda around the whole thing. What are the odds that it comes right in the middle of the season when things are going to get tough? It's like the perfect time to announce it. And obviously, the English media loves Klopp. They glaze him a lot. So,
Yeah.
don't expect a fair game, buddy.
Yeah.
Rodri will be sent off.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I don't know. But I see a Man City 2-1 win.
It's an interesting take from you. I'm surprised,
Just,
but
I will
I agree.
say it will be a very tough game just because that this whole thing with Klopp, I feel like it's just added momentum to the whole team. You got a couple injuries, players barely coming back. And set the perfect time for them. I think they'll start off a bit slow. I feel like Man City will definitely come guns blazing, try to, take the lead as soon as possible. Maybe they get a goal first, and then Liverpool answer back, and then Man City get one, later in the game. But
Yeah.
well, that's what I would think at least. But I know from what I've watched lately from Man City is that they take a while to kind of progress to the game. They fell short against Man United, didn't answer until the second half. I feel like this is the game where you got to give it to them. This is their league to lose more than it is Man City's to win.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I think it's quite crazy. The Man City have only won twice ever at Anfield. That's a crazy stat. I believe one of those has been against Virgil van Dijk only. I know that just the environment, the intensity of the game will be absolutely unreal. Um, Holland versus Virgil van Dijk. I mean, we'll see it all. We'll see freaking Andy Robertson, versus Phil Foden, potentially Bernardo Silva. The midfield will be stacked. McAllister's been in great form. Trent should be playing for sure, but Konate took a huge injury. That's a
Yeah.
big one for them. Who knows if he'll play? I'm not sure yet. We'll probably find out tomorrow. Darwin Núñez came on, played well, or he's played
Scored a
well.
banger today.
Yeah, scored a banger. Will Salah's return. I mean, it's just all lining up for them, like you said, and these injuries have been haunting them. But of course, when the biggest game there is, they're all back.
They're all of a sudden.
All of a sudden, yeah.
What about all the doping? I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing.
But
But
yeah,
where's Trent's hairline? Ah.
yeah, but it's quite unreal for sure. Rodri's streak of unbeatens, will be up here. Could end in a draw again, but Virgil van Dijk's, crazy streak as well for only one loss at home. While at Anfield is quite a crazy one as well. So two crazy streaks. We will see what happens. A draw will lead both to remain, but that would be. I feel like that's huge results as well for Liverpool. A draw is a win for them, in my opinion. I don't. The only person I potentially see them losing to could be Arsenal when they do play again, and Arsenal have bested both teams this season, so we'll see. could be theirs to win as well still, but I feel like this is definitely one of the major ones as well. Moving on to United Everton, it's not necessarily the biggest of games, but it is huge for Manchester United as Tottenham and Villa will be playing. A draw in that game will give United the opportunity to close a really tight gap for some European football. So I think it's a big game for United, as well as Everton, as they're sitting at 25 points right now. A win from Luton shakes things up. A loss from Everton puts them right there, still in it. So we'll see what happens there as well. Looking at this is another must-win game. As big of a game as there is with Manchester City and Liverpool, there's just as big games on the bottom half of the league right now. We have Bournemouth versus Sheffield. It's a very, very winnable game for Sheffield. Very winnable game. I mean, as bad as God horrid as they've looked, they have a chance to win this game. Palace may not think so. It's at Palace, so I mean, it could be a big win for them as they look to stay back. So we'll see. I'm sorry, not Palace, Sheffield. Or I'm not sorry, Bournemouth. Bournemouth haven't been in horrible form, but Solanke's been their hottest thing of the season, quite up there with the goals, and he's their kind of glimmer of hope. So we'll see what happens there. But they absolutely need to win that game to even make it close to interesting, to even make it possible for them to stay up. And then the next game, just as big,
This one's
Palace
good.
versus Luton.
Yes, sir.
Like I said with Everton, I mean, Palace win, Forest are in danger, Everton are in danger, Brentford's in danger. Even Palace would be in danger if Luton come away with this one.
Yeah,
It
that's
is, yeah.
all within a point.
Yeah. And it is at Palace, so Palace do have the bit of advantage there, but Luton have been absolutely tough all season. They just need the right string of games. The right string of games, and they can stay up. And I like I've said, they have the talent, I think. They're right there. They're on the verge. And then we got a middle of the table, Wolves versus Fulham. Kind of a meaningless game per se. Fulham are
Battle
kind
of
of
mid.
Fulham aren't necessarily in danger unless they lose out.
Yeah,
But
it
I
should be
mean,
fine.
Wolves are up at 10th, Fulham at 12th. Not really too big of a game here, but I think it's a Dama revenge game for sure. We'll see here. We'll see
We'll
what
see if he
happens.
gets a start or if he just comes on, makes a super sub impact.
Big couple weeks, you could start Iwobi in the midfield, him on the right. Whoever they're gonna go with on the left, they always rotate Willian and whatnot. Let's see. And then we got Arsenal and Brentford, which what seems to be a weekend off for Brentford or for Arsenal, but you never know.
You never know.
You absolutely never know. What would be astronomically huge is if one of these teams on City, Liverpool can pull off a win and Arsenal lose or draw. Astronomical result for all the three clubs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is a big game for them. I expect them to keep rolling, but expectations like that, maybe they're not so focused on the game as they are, Man City game. I think, could maybe prove trouble, and Ivan Toney makes them bite the dust. That would be poetic. Chef's kiss.
He hasn't scored in a couple weeks, so this could be the game back.
Yeah. Sunday's game. Sunday, another big game, like we talked about earlier. Villa versus Tottenham. Huge game for the race in the Champions League spot versus the Europa. There's currently a 5-point gap. So Villa would have to drop, at least 2 games, some points for Tottenham to have a chance in there in the Champions League. But like we said, United are trailing Tottenham and can close the gap if Tottenham find a loss. A draw is probably best for Tottenham. Villa are absolutely looking for the win, but I fear that they are too far apart to really make an impact on the title race here. They do, however, play a couple of these clubs. I believe they play City and Arsenal left. Not sure they play Liverpool. Or no, they play Liverpool, but I don't think they play Arsenal. I don't know. We'll see, but I know for a fact there's a slim chance they would have to take some major games, home and away. But it's still, if they don't get the result here, I think it's quite impossible, unless some absolutely major stuff
Here's what I
happens.
was going to bring up. Tottenham potentially has a chance to dictate who wins the league because they play Man City April 20th, Arsenal the April 27th, and Liverpool May 4th.
And they could very well win it themselves. Imagine they take all three of those results. How unreal would that be?
Unreal. And then they close it out with two of the easiest teams, Burnley and Sheffield.
Yeah.
The guaranteed teams that are going to get relegated.
Yeah. Yeah, that's quite crazy.
That's a hell of a way to end the season off.
Yeah.
The top three and then the bottom two.
Yeah. That is quite unreal.
The scripters knew what they were doing.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if somehow, I don't think Tottenham could do it, or I mean, not necessarily they can't do it. I don't think the top three clubs would drop that many points that, Tottenham need. But if they somehow found a way to win it, it would be generational. This would be an iconic moment for them, for the world of football. And Ivan would forget this year of the Premier League. I know he would.
If Tottenham win the league, I'm quitting the podcast. I'm gone.
Going to the next game, which is another, I think, a big game for Forest. They're going up against Brighton. But Brighton have been down astronomically the last couple of weeks.
Just got dominated today.
Yeah, dominated by Roma.
4-0.
Absolutely dominated. But this is a big one. This is a big, big one for Nottingham Forest. They're very, very close to the danger zone. They need a win.
They need that.
Yeah, they absolutely need a win.
Here's why, Adoy longer. You guys gotta fucking step up because you guys are too good to go down.
I am beginning to fear that one of the two teams that I have had as like some of my unsung hero favorites, Forest or Luton, I fear one of them will go down. I hope it's Everton. I hope it's Brentford. But yeah, I mean, shoot, Forest have way too much talent. Luton, not so much talent, but they play very, very
with heart,
well.
buddy. That's all.
Yeah, with heart. Like the story, the stadium, all of it. Third division, fifth division football, climbing all the way to the Premier League. You just can't help but root for them. Leicester in the Championship could take a point deduction too.
Yeah,
and that'd be huge. That's huge for them. They've been dominant. Opens the door for Leeds as well, I think, to take the top spot. But yeah, we'll definitely see new faces next season, but we don't know who we won't be seeing at the end of this season quite yet. It very well, very, very well may come down to the last weeks for that third spot, but I think for sure Burnley and Sheffield are done. Let's have a look.
The next one.
We got West Ham and Burnley. Must-win game for Burnley. West Ham coming off a big loss, but they still have quite quality.
1-0
Calvin
loss.
Phillips came off the bench again. I think it's time to insert him back into the lineup the way you wanted it. See what you could shake loose. Must-win game for Burnley. I mean, if West Ham want any chance at that Europa League spot, again, they have to win. I mean, who doesn't want Champions League? But it seems a little bit far right now, as it is 11 points away. No, 13 points away. Yeah, that'd be a dream run, just like Tottenham's run to the top of the league as well. Be an absolute dream run for them. Going into Monday.
Battle of Mid.
An almost meaningless game as well. All this is for player, I don't know what you want, player morale. You're at the point where it's. I mean, both of these teams are going nowhere. Newcastle aren't going to do any better than sixth place, maybe.
Chelsea needs to
Chelsea
win.
aren't going to do any better than maybe eighth. It's lost. The season's lost. Chelsea, Newcastle, their only hope for anything would be the FA Cup. Uh, that's all they really have to play for. So maybe just trying to find form. At this point, I think I really try to find some form with maybe my players that aren't playing so well. Just because you want to get those guys playing well in case you need them. But at the same time, I do feel the injuries that they have going on right now are extensive for Chelsea and Newcastle.
God, don't even
Uh,
start. Colwell's out. Chilwell's
yeah,
out.
Chilwell, Colwell. It's just
Everybody else.
yeah. Newcastle have had tremendous unluck this season. It's quite unreal for Newcastle as well. I mean, to lose your player for a couple of years with Tonali, that was really the domino. That was the first domino. It really was. Ever since then, that's been quite it. But yeah, along with the other injuries, we'll see what happens with that game. I do expect Chelsea. I do expect Chelsea to win this one. It would be quite sad if Newcastle's bashing comes that game and they somehow beat Chelsea like 6-0. Would be absolutely
I'm
criminal.
gone. I'm gone, buddy.
uh, I do expect Chelsea to win. My prediction for the Man City, probably going to go with the 1-0 somehow, some way. I think it's either going to be really low scoring and tight, or I think it's going to be an absolute banger like 4-4 or 4-3 or something like that.
Dude, you're gonna be disappointed, buddy. It's gonna be a 1-0 win. 2-1 win. It's a 1-1 draw.
I'm a bit nervous. I cannot lie. I was nervous for the United game just purely on just what we're walking into. I was still worried, especially after the first goal. But once I saw us start to settle down quite a bit more, still played the same way we played. Before the goal, we were dominating. I felt good. We're sticking to what we know. We're not panicking. That's all you can do. But this game against, against Liverpool, to me, I think their best form of football is the counterattack, and that is what has been our doing in all season. We'll see what happens. I'm very scared, very
I'm
nervous.
scared.
Monday, I may not be here. Come Monday, we'll see.
Oh, buddy, he's gone. He's gonna be hanging.
No, but there is still quite a chance. If we do lose this game, we still have a good
We still
chance
got the
because
Champions
Liverpool and
League.
Arsenal. No. Liverpool, Arsenal will still play, so that gives us another chance for hope right there. But we're Man City, mate.
When does West Ham play Liverpool?
I don't know, but that would be a huge one.
That's gonna be your saving grace. They play him April 27th.
Yeah, but they play Arsenal as well. They play Arsenal here sometime.
No, West Ham doesn't play Arsenal anymore.
They're not West Ham.
No, because isn't West Ham
Yes,
the team that always
we have the
the
City
connection,
Ham.
the City Ham?
Yeah, but I'm talking about Arsenal. I guess they don't play Liverpool at all anymore. Well, I guess not.
City Ham, buddy.
There'll be a glimmer of hope if we lose. Not somehow. Liverpool are top
Look at it
dog.
like this: on April 27th, Tottenham play Arsenal, and West Ham play Liverpool. That's gonna be the day for you to look out.
I mean, it's not like Liverpool don't have a tough stretch. They just don't have as tough of a stretch, I feel like. I mean, they've got, like you said, April 27th. The weekend after that, they play Tottenham, and they play Villa. mean, that's not the easiest. And then they'll
Not
have
at all.
Manchester a couple weeks before that, a couple weeks from now, and then. But yeah, it's quite nerve wracking for sure. I think we definitely have the toughest schedule out of the top three. But this is, I mean, we're
I am
champions for a reason.
emotionless, buddy. If we win, so be it. If we lose, so be it.
Do you think any loss would make you want to sack Pochettino?
Buddy, I'm numb to any pain.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, as the owner, are you? You don't? Does it? I mean, it matters to win, but if you're losing, you're not considering his job at all. What do you think?
Who do you bring in?
Exactly.
Because I you got to come to the realization that those players you're giving to is the players you're gonna have to make it work.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be Pochettino? Tuchel? There's question that apparently if Bowie apologizes, he would come back. It's all
All that.
speculation. Either way, the players we have is what we have to work with. We're not gonna have money to spend. We can't go over financial fair plays, or else we'll end up like Man City
But
with
you're already there.
115. We don't have 115 charges.
Alleged charges.
It's not alleged.
They're
You ain't what's come out.
allegations.
Allocations.
Um, but yeah, no, I think we'll see. I did see too that Tuchel was on the top list for Man United, but he said, like you said, he would return to Chelsea. I also saw Southgate as a big name for United.
Get him out of the English team ASAP.
I said,
If
do what
y'all,
you have to
if you
do.
guys want to
Stack.
win, if you guys wanted to come home,
Yeah.
get rid of him.
And Pep, the crazy thing is Pep said not more than 2 weeks ago that the next step for him would be to manage an international team. England would be the team. England has to be the team that he would manage. It'd be unreal.
Dude,
He knows all the players. Dude, he praises Rashford. I think
dude,
he could
imagine what Pep would do to a Jadon Sancho who's lost right now.
yeah, change it. He would change the
You
game.
got you'll have Bellingham, Foden, Cole Palmer, Saka. You have Rashford. If you can get something out of Sancho, dude, the possibilities are endless. And then your main man, Harry Kane, can do anything and everything. And then
Mm.
if you need someone else because he's injured or something, Ivan Toney, Ollie Watkins.
Yeah.
Ollie Watkins is just a smaller version of Harry Kane.
Yeah. He really can do it all as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely on my vote for player of the season outside of Phil Foden. But freaking shoot. Then you throw Man City assistant Carlos Vicens, you throw him in the U21s. And then you throw the assistant to the assistant in the U19s, and then you're just building England for generations of pet ball. That'd be unreal.
And don't get me started on all those midfield players that they have that have so much potential.
Yeah.
Buddy, you put Phil Foden in the mid. Oh my god! All this talk and Southgate's gonna ruin it.
Yeah, Southgate. There's no way he can. I mean, I feel like right now they're playing so well. Every England player is playing so well that there's no way they could ruin it. But yeah, you're right. You're right. It could be Southgate's doing.
Criminal.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Ramsdale's even in the Euro squad. I don't think he will be. I really don't think he will be.
Yeah, because once that comes, we'll do our shout and who should get selected into the team. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Let's see. Quick Golden Boot recap. Holland at 18. Ollie Watkins 16. Salah 15. Bowen, Solanke, Saka, and Son all at 13. And you got Foden and Isak at 11. And Richarlison at 10. Pascal Gross at 10 assists. with Trippier and Watkins. And then you got Neto, Salah at 4, or I'm sorry, at 9. Julian Alvarez, Leon Bailey, and Saka at 8. Anthony Alonga and Foden at 7. Big games, big weekend, tremendous weekend. We will be here. We will be there. Follow us, like, subscribe, share. Don't forget. Let us know your predictions as well.
Southgate in or out? What are you guys? Come on, tell us. Giroud is right around the corner.
Yeah. He's out for me, but well, I mean, at this point he's in, but after this he's out. It's too late. It's too late to me.
It's too late.
It's too late, but after this he's out. Win or lose, he's out. In my opinion. If he wins, if he wins though, I really think that they could sack Ten Hag for him. That would be huge for him, regardless.
Bold,
But
buddy.
I could just imagine. the imagine Ten Hag's excuses times 10. That'll be Southgate if he manages Manchester United.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's all I got. That's all we got for this week. Big weekend, biggest weekend there is. We will be there. Thank you guys for kicking it with Gab and Cheech. We'll catch you later.